Well, good morning again. Now, last day we have actually finished direct proportions and I have actually discussed what is direct and inverse variations. That already been discussed, so I am not going to discuss again separately that what is inverse proportions, though I am starting the inverse proportions. Last day's video, if you are going to observe, you will find I have explained what is inverse proportions. Suppose you will have any doubt, you just review that particular things. This is the advantage of this particular type of classes. Okay, so now let us start inverse proportions few questions. So I have given you the formula for inverse proportions, formula for these things only I am writing for inverse proportions. The formula for inverse proportion is x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. Now based on this, few of the questions I am going to solve from here. Acha. Now exercise 12b. Exercise 12b. Okay. Again the same way it is given. First of all, they have given you some exercise, you can say warm-up questions that you will have to verify if this particular set of things is inverse proportions or not. Say suppose one question is here. Question number 1. Question number 1, first one, x and y. X it is given as 6, corresponding value of y is 9. X is given as 10, corresponding value of y is 15. X is 14, corresponding value is 21. And 16, corresponding value is 24. We will have to verify as usual that if it is direct proportion, inverse proportions or not. For inverse proportions, I have told you the formula should be is equal to x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, all these things should be equal. So, x1, y1. So, try to find out x1, y1 is equal to 6 into 9, which is coming as 54. Now, x2, y2. I am finding 10 into 15 it is coming, which is equal to 150. So, naturally, they are not equal. No need to verify the other pair, so therefore it is not inverse proportions. It is not, highlight this, not inverse proportions. So this is only the procedures. Okay. Now next question is, which I have selected, that one is question number 5. Question number 5 from exercise 12b. No, question number 2. Sorry. Question number 2. X, Y. X it is given as 8. X1 it is given as 8 and it is Y1. Then it is X1 by corresponding value is 4. 16 corresponding value of y is 5, then x2 corresponding value is 2, and it is 80 corresponding value is y2. Right? Now, it is given they are inverse proportions. It is given here in these questions, it is given, directly it is given, no need to verify, it is given that this is inverse proportions. You will have to find out that unknown quantities. Since it is inverse proportion, so write the formula. x1 y1 that is 8 into y1, x2 y2 that is x1 into 4, and 16 into 5, and x2 into y2, y2 is 2, and then 80 into y2. So you'll have to find this x1, y1, x1, x2, y2, etc., etc. So equate all these 3 pairs or 4 pairs with 16 and 5. So therefore, now first of all 16 into 5, I am going to equate that one with the first pair, 8 into y1. So therefore, y1 is equal to 16 into 5 by 8 is equal to 8, 2s are 16, 10. Similarly, 16 into 5. You just now pairing this one, x2 by 2. That is x2 into 2. So therefore, x2 will be equal to 16 into 2 5 by 2. That is 8. 8 5s are 40. Now, this one I have got. Now 16 into 5 is equal to x2 into 2. So therefore, x2 will be equal to 16 into 5 divided by 2 is equal to 8 5s are 40. Quite simple, quite simple. Similarly, 16 into 5, last pair, will be equal to 80 into y2. So therefore, y2 is equal to 16 into 5 by 80. I think it will come as 1. So therefore, make an index that x1 is equal to, where is x1? x1 into 4. I have not found out the x1 in x1, this pair and this pair. So I am writing here x1 into 4 is equal to 16 into 5. So x1 will be equal to 16 into 5 by 4. 4 4s are 16, 4 5s are 20. So x1 is 20, x2 is 40, then y1 you have got as 10, and y2 it is 1. Okay, beta? Well, suppose if you find any calculation mistake here, then you just rectify that one by yourself. I think calculation mistake is not there. Now, let us try to solve one more questions from here. That one is questions number 9. This is another language problem from inverse proportions. Obviously, without study, I am going to say, how you are going to say that this is inverse proportions. Yes, this is true, at all true, because I am actually now handling with the inverse proportions. That's why this particular things has come to my mouth. It is a slip of tongue, because it will not be given to us that this is inverse proportions or not. Anyway, 8 taps of the same size fill a tank in 27 minutes. In a tank, there are total 8 taps are there. If we're going to open that particular taps, you will find that complete tank will going to fill in 27 minutes. If 2 taps go out of order, if 2 taps is not working, now out of 8 taps, 6 taps are working. Definitely, number of minutes will be more. Number of taps will increase, then time taken will be less. Right? So they are definitely going to ask you that how much time will require to filling the tank in 6 by 6 taps. So x1, questions number 9. So after study the questions, this power should increase, that this is from direct or inverse variation. So x1 is 8 taps and y1. How much time they are taking to fill the tanks? 27 minutes. Now x2, 2 taps is out of order. That is total 6 taps now is working. So you have to find y2. How much time will take? Number of taps will be less, then definitely time will be more. So it is inverse variations. So it is inverse variations. So therefore x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. Okay, x1 is 8 into y1 is 27, x2 is 6, y2 you have to find. So therefore x2 y2 is equal to y2 will be equal to 8 into 27 by 6. Okay, and after the calculations I am finding it is coming 36 minutes. You just take the calculations, you will find it is coming 36 minutes. Now the next questions is the last questions of this particular exercise, questions number 13. Questions number 13. A school has 9 periods a day for 40 minutes. Nowadays, you are actually forgetting about the funda of the school. Right? So, there are total 9 periods are there in a school. Number of times is less, from 8 o'clock to 1:45. Right? And in between, the principal is actually conducting total 9 classes. Right. So now suppose if he will going to conduct out of 9 periods in a day, if he will going to conduct 8 periods, then how much time will require? That is, 1 period is there for 40 minutes. Now total time it is same. If suppose number of periods will be less, try to understand, then time, one period time will be more. Right? 8 to 145 will have to present there. Now in between 8 to 45, you can divide into 2 equal half, or 4 equal half, or 7 equal half, or 9 equal half, or 8 equal halves. If suppose number of half will be more, then each durations will be less. Okay, number of divisions, if it is more, then naturally timing of each divisions will be less. Then it is inverse proportions. So x1 number of periods was 9, and that time each period's duration is 40 minutes. Now if the number of periods, if it is 8, then what will be the time taken? So we'll have to find that things. Since it is inverse variations, therefore x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. x1 is 9, y1 is 40, x2 is 8, y2 you are not. So therefore y2 will be equal to 9 into 40 by 8. So 8 5s are 5 9s are 45. Okay, if number of periods, total number of periods, if it is less, then durations of each class will be more. Previously it was 40 minutes, now it will be 45 minutes for each class. So this is about the direct and inverse variations. You should take the practice on 12.c. If suppose you will face any problem, any doubt, yes, few of the students are asking different doubts by sending the questions to me directly. As far as possible, I try to give them the solutions. So you may also do the same. Okay? So that much it is sufficient. So one more lessons we have finished. That one is direct inverse variations, and this is one of the difficult lessons. Formulas is not at all the problem. Problem is that how are you going to understand the questions. Okay, madam? Okay.